and afraid of what each had to offer. Each had his moment. Each had a profound effect on me and all Japanese Canadians. In each of these three, I saw hope. I wondered which would be the hero who would return to us what we used to have. Even on this train to nowhere, I still had hope. It was all that was left me. Added proof that the Japanese population in British Columbia now regards itself as a permanent and fixed part of the Canadian nation is seen this week in the announcement that no evacuation of Japanese nationals is being considered, although a program for such evacuation is now underway in 3 other sections of the British Empire. The New Canadian, September 21st, 1941. 1. At the start of it all, I was just a kid in my second year at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver. To most, such an accomplishment signaled an assured future. But it wasn't all hearts and flowers for me. I heard the insults of my fellow students, wondering what I was doing there studying English literature of all things. Shouldn't he be out working somewhere, like in a lumber camp, in the mines, or on a fishing boat? What's he want? Doesn't he know he's not welcome? He doesn't belong? No fraternities for that monkey boy. The name-calling, the moronic slanting of the eyes to mock me, and the exclusion from social groups, formal and informal, hurt. At least I could fight back, not by dirtying my clothes in a schoolyard bra, but by quietly going about my business, earning top marks in every class. Turn the other cheek, as the Christians advised. That was something I could do. You'd think I was used to it. I never saw a movie from anywhere but the balcony. I couldn't join a club made up of hakujin. Couldn't eat in a downtown cafe with any sense of comfort. Then in 1936, Japan allied with Germany. I was walking along Davie Street one weekend, just wandering, dreaming, when I turned a corner and 3 Keto boys about my age, high school for sure, blocked my way. They had brown, unkempt hair and pimples. "Can I do something for you fellas?" I asked. "Well, what do you know? The Jap can speak English," remarked the freckled one. What? I could have been Chinese for all they knew, I thought. I said nothing in return. Didn't have to, since they began pummeling me right there where I stood. The kick to the groin was the worst pain I ever felt. I fell to the ground and the kicks kept coming for an eternity. I curled to defend myself. Then everything stopped. As I lay barely conscious, I heard "goddamn Nazi lover" and laughter as the anonymous bullies ran away. I then sensed 2 older Canadian ladies hovering over me. I only saw gray hair, kind eyes, and concern. They comforted me. I think they drew a police officer's attention. I don't remember much more after that. Don't even know how I got home. I didn't want to remember, but I did realize long afterward I should have known better. I was outside of Powell Street after all. On walls and lampposts and buildings along the downtown streets, the patriotic posters screamed out against the enemy. "Loose lips sink ships. Stand firm." My favorite, with the lion sitting strong and vigilant. "He's watching you," with the German soldier menacing with glowing eyes. And "Winston Churchill says we deserve victory." Winnie's finger seemed to point straight at me, but I couldn't help feeling I was the enemy. Canada was at war with Germany, but the Japs were committing murder in China, making noise about expanding their war into the South Pacific and beyond. Then the Axis formed. Powell Street, only Hakujin called it Little Tokyo, was our part of town. It was where I knew everyone, where the shops and institutions were familiar, where my family's dry goods store was. From roughly Main Street in the west to Princess Avenue in the east, Alexander Street in the north, and East Hastings Street in the south, most Japanese Canadians lived within the confines. Powell Ground, or Grounds, as some called it, the clay park in the middle, was the home of the mighty Asahi baseball team, our very own heroes. Homey surroundings with Union Fish, the fishmonger so important at Oshogatsu. Uchida bookstore with English and Japanese books, comic books, and magazines. And Doc Fujiwara, our dentist. I enjoyed talking to the Reverend Tsuji, the first Nisei-bosan in Canada. Dancing to the Asahi Swingers Big Band, made up of several high school friends.